Perfect. Cheers.
Cheers.
I gotta do a dance. Welcome to Ginger Elizabeth Chocolate by Hand. I'm Ginger. I've had Ginger Elizabeth chocolates for the last 20 years. And the reason why I'm teaching these classes is so I can show the world how easy it is to bake by hand. And I do not want anyone to go out and buy fancy equipment. We're gonna use what you have in your kitchen. We are making the most amazing decadent truffle cookies made with, of course, Ginger Elizabeth Classic Hot Chocolate. As you might know, every episode we're gonna have a guest, and I'm so excited for the guest today. Her name is Vicky. She has been a customer for 18 years, and she also has her doctorate in psychology. So sometimes if I'm having a bad day and I see her buying some chocolate, I'll go out and, cry on her shoulder. But I'm so excited to have Vicky here today with us. Yay, thank you for coming. Okay, Vicky, do you know why you're here today?
I'm not sure, but I'm excited because I get chocolate.
Well, you've taken almost every single one of my classes, and so I wanted you to be a guest right away, as soon as possible. So I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you.
Are you ready to make some truffle cookies?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do the aprons. Apron up. Before you make any recipe, it's always a good idea to just turn on your oven. So let's do that.
Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and turn our oven on to 350. All right, now we're gonna go over our mise en place, our mess in place. Okay, our equipment list. We've got a rubber spatula, a whisk. We have a 1.5 ounce portion scoop. We have some medium size and a large bowl, and also a container to measure into. We've got some measuring cups. We've got some teaspoons, and we have 2 sheet pans with either parchment paper or silk pads. All right, here's our ingredients. We've got salted or unsalted butter, either one works. We have our Ginger Elizabeth Classic Hot Chocolate. We've got some brown sugar. We've got eggs, we've got all-purpose flour, we've got baking powder, vanilla extract. This is a little bit of vanilla paste, which is fine. And then we have some kosher salt. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get the classic hot chocolate that we all love, that I know you love.
I love.
We're gonna get that melted with butter. So we're gonna start with 1 1/4 cup of that. And so what I like to do is I like to pour it. I love weighing this, but if we're gonna measure it, I kind of like putting it over a bowl and then kind of leveling it out just like that. You wanna get the 1/4 cup going? So I know you buy this from us.
I do.
Do you make hot chocolate with it?
I love hot chocolate, so I have hot chocolate every morning in bed.
I remember you coming in December, and you had a peppermint hot chocolate literally every day.
Yes.
Every day I don't know what year it was, but you came in every single day.
It was more than 1 year.
Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, we need 4 tablespoons with just 2 ounces. So go ahead and cut that. And the reason why I say salted or unsalted, it just doesn't matter with these cookies. If you want a little extra salt, use some salted. If you don't. The only thing I think you ever need unsalted butter for is buttercream, because you do not want to use salted butter for buttercream. People are gonna be very well versed in what this is, and this is a double boiler. So this is a pot with just a little bit of water at the bottom boiling, and it's going to heat the chocolate and the butter up. We don't want this super high because chocolate can burn. Okay, while that's heating up, I want to get some other ingredients mixed together. So let's go ahead and crack 2 eggs. Help me, please. So pretty. We've got brown sugar. This is organic brown sugar, so it's not as sticky as some. You can use any brown sugar that you want. And we are going to do 3/4 cup of packed brown sugar. So go ahead, we've got a 1/4 cup. I don't have 3/4 cup measuring, because I didn't want to go out and buy one.
Right.
So
special equipment.
No special equipment. So we're gonna have to do 1/4 cup, and then we're gonna have to do 1/2 cup. My mom's old Tupperware 1/2 cup. Let's do that. We're gonna mix and match. This is the show of imperfection.
Which is perfect.
It is perfect, because who wants to be perfect? That's so boring. Amazing, thank you. Next up, we're gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. This is my kid's favorite. This is vanilla paste. and it's kind of thick, so I'm not gonna put it into a teaspoon, so we're gonna eyeball it. And you know, there are certain things, you know, people get really like suffocated from baking, like everything has to be measured perfectly, all these things. Well, if a flavor, like an extract or flavoring, yes, you have to be careful, but vanilla, I'm just gonna eyeball, that's about a half a teaspoon.
So when you're using a paste versus an extract, is it still the same ratio?
Yeah, it's the same ratio. Okay, go ahead and stir this. And then it's getting a little warm. I'm gonna turn this down even more. Perfect. So we've got our butter and we've got our chocolate melting. We're using a Couverture chocolate. Couverture chocolate has at least 28% butter fat in it, cocoa butter in it. What people don't know is cocoa butter and water don't like each other. So when you take this off of a double boiler, I always want you to just wipe the bottom. That's all we need you to do. All right, we're not making extra dishes today. So I'm just gonna use this because I don't feel like doing extra dishes, because why would I do that to anyone? Okay, go ahead and whisk this up. And brown sugar, we always have you whisk the eggs and the brown sugar together. And the reason why is because brown sugar can have lumps. Even when you get it at the grocery store, it can have these like kind of hard lumps in it. And so what I'm having you do is kind of explore, hey, does this have lumps in it or not? And that's when basically the water in the egg is gonna dissolve a little bit of that brown sugar so we can see, just make it extra smooth essentially. Last episode, I talk about using all 5 senses. And one of the senses we use the most is our sense of touch. And so what I like to do is I don't see any lumps, but do I feel any lumps? No, it looks really, really nice. And we're gonna get dirty and we're gonna have fun. So go ahead, drag your finger through.
It's like a mud puddle. Yeah, I want to do it through here.
I know.
That's just, yeah.
You can do that, and you don't have to be quiet about it. Say it loud and proud. What do you want to do, Vicki?
I want to go in here and
I know,
lick it.
so good. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is take this mixture and we're gonna put it into the brown sugar and egg mixture. So just, pour it right in.
Be careful with the hot bowl.
Yes, if it's hot. Is it hot right now, or is it just medium hot?
It's warm.
Do you know that I don't really have feeling in my finger? You do
Which
know
is
that?
why I can tell you it's hot.
Okay, oopsies. I think I've burnt myself enough times. And it's funny, because it's not like I work in the kitchen as much as I used to, but I don't know if my fingers have ever recovered. What I like to do whenever I'm scraping a bowl is I come down and I overlap and I overlap and I keep overlapping the lines, and then I come with one big swoop and I finish, and you did that perfectly. Good job.
But then there's nothing left to lick.
I know. So let's see, no, you're good. Just start in the center and then work your way up. And okay, something I see right now is the way you're holding your whisk. You went to hold it like that. The closer you are to the wires, the more control you have and the easier it's gonna be to whisk.
Huh?
Yep. So start in the center,
whisk.
start in the center, like, because you have to pretend like you're making an emulsification. There you go. Start in the center, now work your way out even more to the edges, more and more and more. Okay, perfection. Now all we need is just a little flour.
So what do you do with somebody like my sister who has celiac disease? Can you use something different?
Yeah, so this is actually, thank you for asking, this is the perfect recipe to use a gluten-free flour, because there's not a lot of flour. On recipes that there's a lot of flour and not a lot of fat, you can kind of tell the difference. No one would be able to tell if these are gluten-free, ever. So just do a 1-to-1 ratio, switch out your all-purpose flour for gluten-free, and you're good to go, because like I said, there's a lot of chocolate in here and they're hot, and there's a lot of butter in here. So it's perfect.
Yes.
Do you know how Grandma used to measure?
The knife.
Okay, yeah, we'll spoon. So spoon it in, we're not gonna scoop. I've got the knife here.
Same way my granny did it.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. And see, yeah, the back of the knife. It's gonna be a half of a cup of all-purpose flour plus 2 tablespoons. Perfect. All right, and 2 tablespoons.
Got it.
And
Got to make baking fun.
yes, my daughter loves doing that part. All right, let's do the rest of the dry ingredients. And so we're gonna be doing baking powder next, and we're gonna do our salt. 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, and then here we go. We're gonna do 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. You know, everyone does like salt and chocolate together. So you're welcome to add a little bit more, do a sprinkle on top, whatever you want, but we're gonna keep these as is for this recipe. We just added our flour, and I am gonna use the whisk just to make sure that we don't we get all the lumps out. I'm not having you sift this flour because I don't want you to do dishes if you don't have to, and I don't want you to sift flour if you don't have to. This is very important to me. I have 3 kids and I'm busy, and so I like to make things quickly in the kitchen, efficiently, effectively, but quickly. So I am not gonna over mix this, but I just use the whisk because it just blends in much quicker. And then once it's in, I can kind of feel around for lumps. It looks amazing. And now my favorite part is to add the remaining hot chocolate and stir that in, and that's gonna act as our chocolate chips.
Yum.
So it's 2/3 of the remaining classic hot chocolate. I know that there's 2/3 cup in here. I'm not gonna measure it. We're just gonna dump the rest in. Okay, now I'm gonna take the rubber spatula and we're just gonna fold that in. Okay, so folding. Do you know how to fold?
I know how to fold.
Okay, let's do it. I wanna watch you fold. Okay, fold. Yep. And do it, and then turn your bowl. Fold and turn. Fold and turn. Yep.
I flunked that part of the class then.
You're good. Okay, perfect. So what I want to show everyone, now you don't have to be super gentle, but we've added the flour. After you add flour to any recipe, you don't want to keep mixing it, okay? So you want to go down into the center and scoop up. Down into the center, scoop up. And then I come around, clean that bowl up. I'm starving. I could just...
Me too.
All right, we are gonna talk my favorite thing, portion scoop. Now I tell you not to go out and buy expensive equipment, but you know how much I love a good portion scoop because I like consistency. And when you're having guests over, if you're making something for your kid's classroom or anything, you can just basically turn out more professional desserts because they're gonna be more consistent. So are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right.
Perfect. These are for right-handed. I want to find some for lefties. So this is called a number 24. That means 24 of these could get measured into a quart, but it's about 1.5 ounces itself. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and you come up the side of the bowl and do 1 or 2 little clicks, and that's it. So I'm gonna have you start doing a few of those.
This is the fun part. I'm gonna put my name on that one then.
I know. Look who came to visit us.
Hi, baby.
Hi, lady. She smells the chocolate. Perfect.
She's a smart dog.
We're gonna do one for grandma. So if you don't have a portion scoop, try to get this as consistent as you can. And we're gonna go up the side, make kind of like a little canal, and then we're gonna just do the good old dollop of cookie. Just like that.
Oh,
let's see if
Grandma.
That's for grandma. All right. So yeah, you're gonna get about, with this size scoop, you're gonna get about 15 cookies.
That's a good start.
And what everyone at home doesn't realize, these are a money saver. Watch, I'm gonna literally scoop 1 extra cookie. We do never throw a dirty bowl away because there's always a cookie at the bottom of it. Look at that. We got an entire extra cookie from scraping the bowl. Yeah. So always use your rubber spatulas. Okay, Vicki, we didn't spread these evenly and it's fine, but we could have put a few more on here. But guess what? We're just here and we're just having fun today. So let's get these in the oven. I'm actually just gonna bake this one sheet pan and then I have a tip for these.
Okay,
I'm gonna show you. Do you see the thermometer in my oven?
I do.
Do you wanna guess what my oven is set to?
350.
My oven is actually set to 325, but the temperature on the oven is 350, like the actual temperature inside. I wanna talk ovens with you. It's really important for everyone to know. So do you know when you see a recipe, you'll see a range of time that something needs to bake, say like 10 to 12 minutes?
Yes.
Okay. That is because all ovens are different, all environments are different. Some ovens are convection, some ovens are conventional, meaning some have a fan and some don't. And so not everyone's oven is the same. But guess what?
What?
On every single show, I want to show people what doneness looks like. So you know for your own oven, like, oh, the cookie is done when it looks like this. So when these cookies come out of the oven, I'm gonna give you some tips so you know exactly when these cookies are actually gonna be done. I'm gonna set a timer. We've got 8 minutes. All right, and for these, I'm gonna put these actually in the freezer and we're gonna talk about them in a little bit. So what you're gonna look for is that the cookies are slightly souffled, and when you know they're done, they've just got a crack going through the top portion of them. So these are definitely done. So what souffle means is when air bubbles on the inside of the cookie, they get into the heat. That heat makes the air bubbles expand, just like a hot air balloon, and the cookies go ever so slightly, and the baking powder does that as well. It's a leavening agent, so it helps the cookies expand and rise essentially. So we've got a little souffle situation going on, but what's gonna happen is we didn't over bake these, and so the souffle is gonna go down, and when they cool, they're still gonna be pretty gooey on the inside, AKA truffle cookies.
Yay.
I know, it works.
It works.
All right, we've got our cooling rack, and so, you know, these truffle cookies, because they are gooey in the middle, because they don't have a lot of flour, because they're made with a lot of butter and chocolate, we're gonna let them cool for about 5 minutes before we put them on our cooling rack. Where's your big one? There's your big monster. But see, it's okay. Oh, it might break. Oh, look at the goo that just came off of it.
That's perfect.
See how gooey these are still? They are gooey.
They're supposed to be gooey.
They're supposed to be gooey. Okay, Vicki, let's do this. Let's stack these. These are all cooled. Just stack them on your little plate. Okay, you ready? You want to do it? Are you hungry?
I am.
Oh, yes. Perfect.
Oh my gosh, it's like a lava cake. It's got some goo in the middle.
Starving.
Perfection.
So good.
Still warm. Look at that little ooey gooey.
I know, it's so good. Pro tip of the day, here we go. So these are the cookies that we froze. And I have some in a container that I made a little while ago. And once these are totally frozen, you can take them and you can put them in a container. And you can keep them frozen for up to a month and bake them at your leisure. So we're gonna go ahead and, do you ever get to the store and have a fresh cookie?
Often.
I love it. So good.
Everybody should.
You know I love warm cookies because we bake our cookies throughout the entire day at Ginger Elizabeth Chocolates.
How long do we bake them?
From frozen, we're gonna add about 2 minutes. So this is gonna be like 10 to 12 depending on your oven. Cool. When you're looking at these cookies, they're not quite done. They're a little translucent in the center. So depending on how much you want these souffles, so if you like them a little more gooey, you're gonna look for 1 or 2 cracks on top. And if you like them more baked, you're gonna look for multiple cracks on top. All right, another 2 minutes worked perfectly for these. Because they were frozen, they didn't spread quite as much. At Ginger Elizabeth Chocolates, we bake all of our dough from frozen because I don't like the spread. I like to have them kind of yummier on the inside. They're gonna be yummy. I like ooey gooey yummy cookies. Oh, but look at them right when they come out of the oven. They're so good. And we need a cheers. I have to do 2 hands. Cheers. These are so good. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh. Hot. Good.
So good.
I gotta do a dance. Vicki, thank you so much for coming. This was so fun. I hope everyone makes these. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it.
Such a pleasure.
I'll see you in the shop getting a hot chocolate.
You will. Thank you.